call turkeys?
Turkeys, yeah.
Yeah, no doubt.
But what they do,
What they do is a call
is a call to
to action. We're able to wear our camo
because they
wear theirs. We love what we do.
but we honor.
But we honor what they do. We're turkey thugs.
Turkey thugs.
Today's hunters united for good.
We're turkey thugs.
Turkey thugs. Are you?
Are you?
Mossy Oaks Turkey Thugs is brought to you by Walmart. Be sure to look for your Turkey Thug gear at your local Walmart. Every sale supports the Outdoor Recreation Heritage Fund. Be a hero. Thank a hero.
Section 1, question 6.
If a gobbler shows up silent and you're not ready, what do you do?
That's a good question. It happened to me last year.
Bubba Bruce. Just Bubba.
We had a turkey come up about 6 feet from us, and it was a perfect scenario. I had my gun laying beside me. And what you do is you just got to let the turkey do what he's planning on doing anyway, walk past you. And we were fortunate enough, ours got in a little bottom right there and went to drumming and strutting. We had time to get up, but use the trees or the terrain to move as he's moving away from you. And hopefully you'll get that shot.
You know, one of the great things about Mossberg being a sponsor of Mossy Oaks Turkey Thugs TV show is when Rusty, the producer, called me up and said, "Hey, you interested in a hunt this spring?" And I said, "Absolutely." I said, "Where are we headed?" He said, "Oklahoma." And I said, "You're not going to believe this, Rusty, but I've never hunted in Oklahoma, so absolutely I'm in."
Well, the way this hunt started out with Linda, Rusty McDaniel and I have been friends for a long time. Rusty films for Mossy Oak, and he called me and asked me if it'd be all right if he brought Linda Powell out, who works for Mossberg Firearms. I said, "Sure, it'd be great."
And he said, "We're heading with an outfitter that I've been with many times, a great guy, you're going to love him, Ed with Double E Outdoors, Western Oklahoma."
Actually, my expectations were fairly high with Linda. I'd seen her several times hunting on other television shows. I knew she knew what she was doing, and I had no qualms about hunting her at all.
And we got here the first day about midday, gave us a chance to quickly check the guns, and then head out and get started.
The first evening when Rusty and Linda got here, we went out and prospected around a little bit. We hunt on about 30,000 acres, so, and this time of year you never know for sure where the turkeys are going to be. So we went out and we did find some birds.
We actually took off and dove down off the side into what I'd call a dry creek bottom, or maybe even a cow trail.
We put a sneak on them, got down in tight.
Kind of crested the hill, and we actually saw those two longbeards going over just a little ridge following two hens.
The turkeys, when they were actually started coming into range, they smelled a rat, and they started skirting us and just never did come into range. But
you know, I don't know if they spotted us or if they just were leery of the situation. They really kind of skirted us and stayed out of range, but for the first afternoon it was great to start off with that kind of encounter.
Mossy Oaks Turkey Thugs is brought to you by Walmart, Mossberg, Federal Ammunition, Sheffield Financial, National Wild Turkey Federation, and by Mossy Oak brand camo.
Section 1, question 6.
If a gobbler shows up silent and you're not ready, what do you do?
Boy, that hit close to home.
That actually happened to me this past spring.
Greg Briggs, the hammer.
First thing you want to do is panic. Don't panic. Never moved a muscle. I just let him do what he wanted to do. He worked his way around me and actually went behind me, kind of reset up on him on the other side. 30 minutes later, I called him right back up and took the bird. So, you know, the main thing is just don't panic. Don't move. Just kind of assess the situation, let him do what he's going to do, and he'll give you the opportunity to make some adjustments.
You know, when we got to the ranch, Ed already had a plan. He knew that property like the back of his hand, and there was a beautiful meadow. In fact, we had been there yesterday afternoon.
So right there is that brush blind.
Perfect.
So if you'll go up there and get set up, I'll go out here and
get the
set
decoy?
The decoy out and
Perfect.
we'll get with it.
Okay.
We snuck in there, got in that brush blind, set out the decoy, just the jake. And why I'm doing that is just, like I say, it's just a gut feeling. Sometimes I'll set a jake and hen out, sometimes I'll just set a hen, or sometimes I'll set them both together. All right, Linda, we're just gonna sit here.
Okay.
It's a really good spot. He's about 25 yards.
All right.
So, you know, with that Mossberg shotgun, I promise you, if the turkey comes in there, he is in trouble.
All right.
All right, I'm gonna get set up back here and do a little light calling.
Let's do it. Okay. You know, just a beautiful afternoon, and I was thinking we're probably going to be sitting till close to dark.
Sat there, did a little light calling.
And we hadn't been there long till all of a sudden, just came in silently, looked out kind of directly in front of us, and here came a longbeard. There's a turkey. It's definitely a longbeard. I think that decoy's working.
Call Thug with Chris Kirby.
Chris, I've had some people ask me, you know, different weather conditions, what calls you use when it's real windy, you know, to get that high pitch to where it will carry?
You know, Bubba, the calls really don't change.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can take the box blade here and I can run it soft, but with a box call, it's basically how you're gonna run the call.
Correct.
Basically, if I put a little more down pressure on, a little longer stroke, I'm gonna get a lot more volume out of it. And it really cranks up that high pitch too, which is gonna cut through the wind for you. You know, glass calls are fantastic. Same thing, more down pressure. I can call soft, a little more down pressure with the striker.
A lot more volume.
You get that ring, you get that volume, it's gonna cut through the wind for you. So it's not necessarily a different call, it's how you operate. Probably one of my favorites, tube call. It's got latex, gives you that good mouth call latexy sound, but with that horn on it, you can really get some volume out of this.
Oh yeah.
So, you know, it's not necessarily changing calls, it's just running the calls you got a little different.
You know, and that's a good tip. You know, a lot of people, you know, have the box calls, have this, but they need to practice with the tube, because it's a little different, but it's realistic, it sounds great, and it cuts the wind.
You bet.
Good tip, Chris. Appreciate it.
Call Thug, brought to you by Turkey Thug Calls, powered by Quaker Boy.
I think that decoy's working. You know, it was obvious he'd seen the decoy, and he was just like on a string, pulling him right in.
It was amazing. That Tom saw that decoy, and he just came right to it. He blew up in the strut, full strut, and waddled in.
The only problem was he didn't really want to drop out of strut.
I'd call to him trying to get him to gobble, trying to get his head up. And he never would do it. He was so intent on that decoy.
You know, in the heat of the moment, like I said, just waiting for him to, you know, drop out of strut, pop his head up, and just as he did, yeah, also, it was about the time that he jumped on the decoy and started flogging him, and you know, I missed on the first shot. But quickly I jacked another shell in and got an opportunity for that second shot, and he was down.
Look at that. My gosh. That's a nice bird.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. That son got a great beard. Nice. I believe he's a 3-year-old, Linda.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I was going to say, he looks like a nice mature bird.
Great. Oh,
that's what we like to
that's
get.
a nice bird.
You know what?
No.
First Oklahoma turkey, and
Really?
even my first Oklahoma hunt.
Well, cool. Well, that's great. Well, you know, it's a worn-out phrase. It doesn't get better than that.
Okay.
But after today, this is really a good way to wind up the day.
It's been a great hunt.
Oh,
now we can head toward home, can't we?
Absolutely. We can go get some supper.
Sounds like a plan.
All right.
My first Oklahoma Rio. So, you know, it was a pretty great feeling as we walked back to the truck yesterday afternoon.
Section 2, question 6.
Who's the all-around best turkey hunter you've hunted with?
Wow. I'm just going to say Cuz because we get along so well, and let's just go to the next answer.
But just right off the cuff, I'd probably have to say Toxie Hayes. He can get it done.
Bill Suggs would rank right up there with the best of them. He's what I call an old school turkey hunter. I love to turkey hunt with him. A lot of fun.
God, y'all killing me on this one.
There's just so many good turkey hunters, and I couldn't honestly pick one to say that they were the best turkey hunter I've ever hunted with, to be honest with you.
And that's tough. I can't, you know, I can't answer that. Not one person.
Mossy Oaks Turkey Thugs is also brought to you by Ram Truck Brand, Quaker Boy, Weaver Optics, Walker's Game Ear, Biologic, and by Mossy Oak Brand Camo.
Section 1, question 6.
If a gobbler shows up silent and you're not ready, what do you do?
I've been there and done that and messed that up plenty of times.
Keith Kelly, the Swamper.
My advice would be if he slips in and you're not aware he's there, you've got your gun in your lap, you don't move. Hopefully he'll walk behind a big tree, maybe behind some palmettos. Best thing to do is be patient. Sit there, let him, if he'll go behind something that gives you an opportunity to raise your gun, fine. If he don't, if he just walks off, let him walk off. Try to call him back in or maybe relocate to another spot and try to call him in. But just raising your gun and trying to shoot a turkey that's looking at you is not a good idea.
This morning we went into a different place, a place that I'd been before.
We got set up just kind of beside a levee.
We got in, but we couldn't get quite where we wanted to. And Lynn and I got set down, and I had the decoys set up, and this time I used the Hennon and Jake setup.
And right off the bat, pretty much right down off the roost, we had action. We had 2 longbeards come in. They came in from our left, following some hens, moved to the right. They stayed out of range, but I mean, right off the bat, to see that was beautiful.
And we had jakes all over us. And the jakes came in and got on the decoys and just wouldn't leave.
They came into the decoy and put on quite a show. It was like turkeys everywhere.
2 longbeards came down the hill and skirted around us. It's just so frustrating whenever those jakes push those longbeards off.
You know, looking back, maybe in hindsight, they might have been within range, but I had trees in front of me, and, you know, just in the heat of the moment, I didn't feel like it was a shot I wanted to take. And maybe I was also just so caught up in the turkey show that was going on in front of me, but it was a great morning right off the bat.
Mossy Oaks Turkey Thugs is brought to you by Walmart.
Here's something most turkey hunters deal with every hunt: how close to set up to a gobbler on the roost. The answer to that is simple: as close as you can without spooking him. This is where it can get complicated. First, you have to know the terrain. Are there any obstacles? Creeks, fences, even thick cover can stop a gobbler dead in his tracks. You also need to determine how quiet you can make your approach. If it's dry leaves you're walking in, then you can't get very close. If the woods are damp and the foliage is still heavy, then you can get closer. You also need to realize that other turkeys are probably roosted nearby. The gobbler sounding off is probably not the only turkey roosted in that area. A good rule of thumb is to err on the side of setting up too far. You can always let the hunt unfold, then move as you need to.
Save money, live better. Walmart.
Oh, look at these tracks through here.
Oh, they're thick through here. They roost back over behind us. They come out here and strut. Sometimes they'll get up on them hills. Wait a minute, Linda. Wait a minute.
Yeah, I think I heard something too.
I did too. Hold it right there, on top of that hill.
Oh, I just was going to say, I think I just heard it. I heard a bird.
Right up there, right up on top of that hill.
Okay.
Heck, that's a tough spot. Let's get down here and kind of go up maybe to that bush.
Is there no place we can get closer, you don't think?
I don't know, it's going to be a tough deal. But we'll give it a try. We can't go anyplace else. Let's go.
The problem, though, with the setup was there wasn't anything there. Basically, one small bush.
And I crawled up on top of this little bare hill and stuck a decoy in the ground. And when that bird saw that decoy, it wasn't game over, but it was close.
Is when Ed came back after placing the decoy, told me that he was really starting to cut the distance and he thought he was coming our way.
It wasn't very long. Here he came.
Section 1, question 6.
If a gobbler shows up silent and you're not ready, what do you do?
My patience has gotten better with age, but I'm still fidgety.
Bob Walker, the sniper.
So I can't sit up there with a gun on my knee all the time because I feel like I'm waving my gun because I feel like I'm moving so much. So I like to sit with my gun, my legs stretched flat out, lay my gun in my lap, and then if I hear a turkey coming or he gobbles close, I'll pull my knees up and get turned. So it's happened to me several times. There's several different ways you have to pick your spots. Just stay calm, say, okay, he's walking to the left, there's a tree there, there's a tree there. Maybe when he goes behind that tree, get your hand on your gun, you can kind of get turned. Be ready to shoot when he steps out because he may look up and bolt. So just as soon as he clears that tree, you've got to pull the trigger.
Section 1, question 6.
If a gobbler shows up silent and you're not ready, what do you do?
Well, I've been caught in that position a number of different times.
Paul Butsky, the original turkey thug.
But the biggest thing you got to remember is, depending on the situation, how this gobbler approaches you. Let him get in a position where maybe he kind of walks in front of you, maybe turns away, and then you want to get it's all a one motion deal. If you're going to pull the trigger on that turkey, just do it in one quick motion. You don't want to try to do it slow because they'll pick up on you and they'll be gone. But if you can do it in that one quick motion, there's that split-second time where that turkey has to react. And if you can get that gun up in that 1 second window, you can get it. It's just one quick motion. Once you commit yourself to do it, you do it.
You know, it was just a matter of listening. You know, could tell he was coming closer and just being patient and waiting.
And then we'll see what happens.
All right.
But luckily for us, there was a depression that he had to go down into before he could get that, because we were on the backside of a little hill. And really, the little hill was just about all the cover we had. Linda was in front of just a little bit of brush. I was behind some yucca, and that was about it.
So I went ahead and eased my gun up and just, you know, really watching, and then I got a glimpse of him to my right. But then I don't know if he just sensed something wasn't right. He turned and looked like he was walking away.
Try him if you want to, Linda.
What an incredible hunt. to see the distance that that bird had to come, and looking at the setup that we had with basically no cover. But that's the kind of experience that you have when you're turkey hunting in Oklahoma, I guess, the wide open space. What a beauty. He looks like a nice mature bird as well.
He is a nice bird. Look at that.
Good spurs on him?
Yep.
Yep. Pretty good beard. I tell you what, this has just been a great experience.
You bet. It's always nice when it works right. Yeah. Let's get this bird back and
maybe
get some lunch. Yeah, you bet. All right.
We've got to remember that the wounds of war go beyond the battlefield. The families that support our wounded heroes are also suffering. The Heritage Fund wants to be there to support just not the warrior, but those families too.
For more information about the Outdoor Recreation Heritage Fund, visit pvaheritagefund.org.